Hello Virgo, and welcome to your April 2022 video. Now April's a powerful month. We have a solar eclipse. We also have Jupiter and Neptune in the first weeks of April together, which is really asking us to have compassion, to surrender, to let go, to trust, to let go of anything that is weighing us down, and to just breathe and trust a higher power to get us through. Trust spirit, trust God, trust our angels, trust in a higher power than ourselves to really give us the energy to move us through the transitions we are going through in our life. And especially because we have a solar eclipse this month, that means we're in eclipse season already. Can you believe it? Right? That means when we have eclipses takes us into the next 6 months. So whatever is going on now, that will be the theme for the next 6 months. Brilliant. So on the 1st of April, we have a new moon, and this is in your 8th house. New moon, new beginnings, new ideas, especially when it comes to finances and investments, returns, when it comes to money, ideas. That's what the new moon of there is bringing for you. What ideas do you have about where you can save or invest money? It also is good where you might receive some payouts, right? On like insurances or taxes, so to speak, anything of that matter, where you receive money from a financial institution is the 8th house. It's also good for researching, so looking over your finances or researching information about anything that you are feeling passionate or driven about. The 8th house likes to bring things to light. Anything hidden comes to light. So if you were having like a problem or a challenge, the 8th house is great if you really want to like see what's there, and you can have the information because of the researching abilities that you have during that time. It's great for intimacy and connection to others. It's good for letting go of any traumatic experiences that have been holding us back, because when we have traumatic experiences that stay stuck within us, it's very difficult to move forward, to take the action, to even invest. Sense of worth is important when it comes to our finances, and that's the energy here. So if we are feeling wounded in spirit, it's very hard to invest in ourselves or to invest energy into anything because we are feeling wounded. So this is where we invest energy when it comes to the 8th house. It's very good energy for looking into spiritual practices, anything to help you with manifestation and calling upon higher powers to help you in assisting you when it comes to your finances, where you light a candle on the new moon and you asking for blessings. You're just manifesting that. You're affirming that I am abundant, I am worthy, I am divine, I am powerful, I am driven, I am focused. Those are the energies there. On the 6th, we have Venus joining Neptune and Jupiter in your 7th house. Now, the 7th house is the house of relationships. Venus is about love, luxury, finances. Jupiter amplifies energy and also offers wisdom, right? And opportunities. And Neptune is about dreams, fantasies. So, and that compassionate energy. So that's now those planets. In the 7th house, this is about your one-on-one connections. It can be professional or personal. Venus, though, it's about also a lot to do with that love. So this is great energy for working within relationships, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. It can definitely bring you closer to someone, bring someone new into your life if you're single, or if you're in an existing relationship. The connection is there. Venus is about the love, Neptune is about the compassion, Jupiter is about the wisdom. And isn't that great to have in a relationship? Because it's so good to have the love, the compassion, the wisdom, especially, and the compassion to see the other person's point of view. So Venus is having to join Jupiter and Neptune is adding a lot of healing within your relationships. Is giving you that real powerful healing energy so that you can have connections that you feel you can be yourself within. If you are finding yourself a bit stuck, because there is a lot of energy, and because it's all Piscean energy, it can have us a lot to think about the past, especially. It's important to keep surrendering with that Jupiter and Neptune. And what do I mean by surrendering? Say you have a problem with someone and it's in a relationship, be it personal or professional, lover, husband, colleague. Take a moment and surrender it. Let it go. Look, and I know it's frustrating when someone is working on your damn nerves. It's very hard to surrender that situation, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Not for the other person, but for you. Do something that you love. And that's what Venus is saying. Focus on what you love. Focus on what you love. Love you. Love you. If your relationships are feeling a bit complicated at the moment, love you first. That'll then sort itself out. Jupiter and Neptune wants to sort things out for us, but we gotta like let go of it. It's kind of like not getting in the way of spirit, not trying to do and like control the situation. There's no control there when we're in Pisces energy, right? Because that's the energy. Venus, Jupiter, Neptune are all in Pisces. There's no control there. It's not about us holding on, trying to grip onto this and trying to do something and shake the dear life out of a person or a situation. No, it's about letting go. It's completely like letting go and like, I can't deal. Right? And I hand this over to you, spirit, because that's what Pisces is. It's about handing over to spirit. You deal with this. I surrender this to you. I offer this to you. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my heart, that Venus energy, because I'm manifesting, because it's amplifying. So whatever you're feeling, it'll amplify, especially because Jupiter's there. So if you are having that complication within relationships, it will be the ideal time to take some time out right now and focus on you, right? Take some time out right now and do something for you, whether that is reading a book, tidying up a part of the home that feels disorganized to you, planting, gardening, drinking some herbal tea, researching that something is that's important to you for your mental health. Very good for those energy, or physical health or emotional health. But it's definitely where we surrender. It's a good energy for relationships because it gives you the power to let go. It's literally telling you to let go. And for a Virgo, because you do like to have things in order. So sometimes if things don't feel in order, you want to force it into order. You want to make it be into order. It needs to be a certain way. This is telling you, it don't need to be that way right now. You just need to focus on you. On the 11th, we have Mercury in the 9th house. Great for trips, vacation planning. Mercury, travel, ideas, our mind, our communication. And the 9th house is also travel. So if you're thinking about traveling or going anywhere, this is great energy for that. It's also good for learning. So wanting to learn something different, wanting to take a class, wanting to teach a class, wanting to do anything to have an adventure, to change your perspective. Sometimes we get stuck in a rut, the day-to-day grind. This energy is telling you do something different, change your perspective, and this will give you a new, rejuvenated feeling within yourself. It will really revitalize you. Talk to someone. This is very good for talking to people from far away from you, foreign cultures, to gain a perspective. On the 15th, we have Mars in your 7th house. Okay, so we spoke about a lot going on in your 7th house. Now we have Mars in your 7th house. Love energy in this relationship sector of your chart. When that happens, it feels like we don't have enough time for self. That's what starts happening. It's great for connection, true, but there's a lot now. We have Venus there, we got Jupiter, we got Neptune. Now Mars too is also in the 7th house. So that all these planets are packed in this house. It can feel rather claustrophobic. It can feel like I need to take some space. And Mars is telling you to do that so you don't get into any conflict. Mars is very good for passion, sex in relationships too. It can want you to connect, rejuvenate, and spice up your sex life. Very good for that kind of energy. However, right, it can make us feel sometimes, because it's Mars is a god of war, so it rules passion, sex, action, and also kind of rules aggressiveness. And we can find ourselves feeling a bit aggressive, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed within our relationships. Maybe work is pulling at you at one point. Kids, partner, too much relationship stuff is connecting to you. So Mars is telling you to create the boundaries. Create the boundaries you need for you. It happens when too much is happening in the relationship part of our charts. It's almost like so much is happening around us and so much is calling at me. It's this, it's not. If it's not this, then it's that, then it's this, then it's that. This time you create some boundaries, give yourself some space. Otherwise, conflict can happen with Mars. We can feel very much like my way or no way. I've had enough of you. And become very much to like the soldier at war. And you don't want to go to war in your relationships now, do you? So yes, set the boundaries. No, I need some time. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Too much is going on for me right now. I really need a break. Great for that. And maybe that's why you have so much of that ninth house energy coming through this month for you, because you do need these breaks. It's actually saying travel, gain a perspective, do something different, try something different, have an adventure. So on the 16th, we have a full moon in your second house. So this is about, the second house is about money. It's about your skills, your talents. So this is where you're releasing anything about your finances, where you're redefining your sense of worth, right? This is also a completion phase. Maybe there's something you've been working on financially for yourself and it comes to fruition. Or this can also be where you have to revise your finances. Maybe let go of spending on a specific thing. That's not worth it. It's not of value. That's what the thing about the second house that asks us, is this of value? Is spending on this, is it of value to me? Is it giving me something that I really need? If not, don't. If it is, yes, go for it. But that's the energy of it. What is of value? It's also asking you for value in your support system and people around you. So important. I love the second house for that, because the value, like we look at the value of like, yes, the things we have, our luxuries and so forth, but people too. It's the value that we find within people that make them valuable to us. And what we mean by that, we appreciate them, because without them being there for us, we might feel at a sense of loss. So this energy is these saying, look at the relationships you have. What's of value? And if it's a relationship that's not of value and it's bringing you down and breaking your sense of self-worth, that full moon will want to end it. Because the full moon wants to build your sense of worth. It doesn't want to break it. It might be pinpointing, oh, this person's really breaking your sense of self-worth by, devaluing you right now. And you need to create an end there. So anything that devalues you or takes away from your value, you will want to close the door during that full moon. Because you are redefining your sense of worth. On the 20th, the sun is now in your ninth house, right? Adventure, education, learning, wanting to teach, it's also great for publication. So anything you want to write, whether it's in a journal, you want to write a book, beautiful energy, the ninth house. It's also a sense of spiritual journey where we gain a perspective. It gives us, like sometimes something will just be bothering you, and then all of a sudden your whole perspective changes, and that really changes the way you view a situation. It gives you a deeper understanding to your spiritual journey. On the 29th, Mercury is in the 10th house. You'll be thinking about your career, your goals, your dreams, ambitions, and sense of purpose. Ideas will be forming within your mind about these things. Follow through on them. On the 30th, solar eclipse in the 9th house. This is great. So great. Solar eclipse in the 9th house really wants you to go forth, have an adventure, learn, educate yourself, what you want to learn about, what information do you want to teach, what adventures do you want to travel? This is the energy of that. That's solar eclipse saying, make some plans, start manifesting, start bringing into your life. It's about travel. It's about connecting to foreign cultures, people from different places of the world. This can even be via the internet. It's about that energy of connection. It's about traveling, adventure, perspective. When we speak to people from different parts of the world via the internet or in person, either way, it gives us a different perspective. And that perspective changes us, the way we view our world. That's why it's so beautiful to live a rich life. And when I say rich, I'm talking about rich in people, diverse people, the kind of people that you connect to, because all types of people, it gives you an understanding, a different perspective. And when you see different perspectives, it also alters your perspective. It's not like you see things one way anymore. You start opening yourself up to, maybe that's not the only way to do it. Oh, that's different. Oh, maybe I should try that and see how it works for me. That's the energy of it. It's about learning, trying, and having an adventure. And it's great for travel too. And that eclipse takes us into the next 6 months. So any big dreams that you have about traveling, your education, learning, wanting to connect to people from different parts of the world, this is great energy for it. And you definitely should do it. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. My website's linked down below if you'd like a reading, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos.